got it unloaded and I had some suspicions that it's going to have some issues. I went ahead and scapped some wire on just to plug it in to see what it will do. But this is not normal. It should not have that kind of play. So gearbox is definitely going to have issues. Alright, let's plug it in and see what we get here. Definitely you can hear the knocking. And so I'm going to tear the cover off, take the top off the gearbox, and see how bad it is. Not good. Stay tuned. Okay, I tried to bring you in closer here. It's kind of a very simple design that they have. You got the main shaft here that appears, doesn't even appear that it has bushings. It appears that it just has it goes through the boring, 2 seals in each end for the shaft. Things, as the pulley's turning, this little ball socket is just going back and forth. Very simple design, everything runs in oil. I'm thinking at one point they had a little leak, you can see by the oil everywhere, and they ran out of oil. But they're very much fixable. Okay, I wasn't gonna bore you guys with just taking it apart. It didn't take long at all. Strip that apart. Here's a pile of pieces and parts and motor cover. There's the gearbox. When I get to tearing it apart, of course, I'll might as well make a video of this. Repairing a Red Devil 5400 paint mixer. It appears this part looks okay, but that's not. So it appears whatever is supposed to hold that bearing back came loose. Not sure if it's a snap ring or what. Okay, here I got a little bit of scratching going on here. I think just material from when the bearing went out. And all I want to do is just remove any high spot that could scar the shaft. Polish up good, but anything that could scar or re-scratch the shaft. And I'm just going to do it with some solvent and a little bead hone. It doesn't take much. Very nice. Okay, we're going to start assembling here. Housing's all cleaned up. Got these all cleaned up with the ball hone. No burrs, so the shaft slides nice and free. All washed up, ready to go. What I need to do, let me spin over here. What we got now is on this style bearing, you can clearly see where that was wore out, shot. These here, when you normally would buy them, they would come as an assembly. The way these bearings work is you have your cup and cones and you have an inner and outer sleeve. And the way it's designed is when everything's loaded up, the pulley right there is installed, and you put the nut on and you tighten it up. Everything sandwiches tight on here to where it pulls these in, and there's no adjustment. The adjustment for your preload for your bearing is built right into the sleeve. What I'm going to do is put it in a press these together. Right now I'm thinking that they might be a little bit on the loose side. So at that point, what I'll do is take this sleeve, put in the lathe, and just make a little skim cut, which will allow the bearing to tighten it up a little bit tighter until I get a little bit of preload. You know, it's not super critical, there's a paint shaker, but I do want to have a little bit of preload on these bearings. Okay, I'm stacking everything up right now. Basically, we got a cone and cup, inner spacer. Want to try to line it up as center as we can. The outer, that'll be the spacer for the cups. And okay, when doing this, you know, try to always use aluminum, brass, bronze, coppers, something a little on the soft side. Okay. And of course, there's no reason to go crazy on the pressure. Okay, that's very tight, and as you can see, I can still move this around, but that's not enough preload on the bearings. It would probably, somebody could probably put it together and run it and be just fine, but I do want to preload the bearings a little bit more than that. So what I need to do right now is, by just taking a light cut here, that'll tighten the bearings up just slightly. I'm going to go over to the lathe and I'll be back. Okay, I'm over at the lathe. Hopefully you can see it pretty decent. I'm just going to come over to where I just see where I'm just barely scratching it. Then I'll come over on my dial indicator and I'll just move it. I'm going to go, just kind of judging by the feel of it over at the press, I'm going to take a couple thousandths and see where we are. Okay, I moved to 2 thousandths on the dial, and now we're going to make a 2 thousandths cut. Okay. Okay, I'm back, and I took off 2 more thousandths. So we have a total of 4 thousandths off this bushing now. Now keep in mind, these 2 spaces were fitted to the old bearings, you know, so I'm just fitting them now to the new bearings. Okay, hopefully third time. I took 1 thousandths off this time, so I have a total of 5 thousandths shorter here. If you take too much off, it's not a big deal. You come over here and then you take a little bit off of here, but okay. So okay, we're gonna go with that. Okay, I'm gonna start pressing the bearings on, and I've already started it here. I just cut a piece of pipe that fits over the shaft, and I'll set it on the press on these 2 flat areas right here, and then just press her on. Make sure of that. Okay, there we go. Now hopefully the pipe will slide off. Yep, voila. Okay. Perfect. Cool. Okay, there's assembly. Okay, I'm ready to start assembling. I'm gonna go ahead and put the seals on. This is one of my favorite gasket sealers, Ultra Gray gasket maker, Permatex. Okay. This is just a nylon disc that I had laying around. Okay, flip her over. Okay, and that's gonna be a larger one. So, okay, that's the big one. Alrighty. Okay, let's see here. We'll go with some good old Pro Blend here. Okay, just spread that apart a little bit. There we go. I don't know if you can see that. Oops. Okay, a little over 3 inches. A little over 3 inches. Okay. That looks pretty centered. Okay, they use a star washer. I'm gonna go get another one. Okay, I tried tried to move you in a little closer to see the clearance, and I wanted to go in as far as I could but still have plenty of clearance, which it looks like I have no problem. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and lock the set screw. That keeps this whole thing from ever wanting to move in or out. Okay, locking the set screw. Alrighty. Now we're ready for the seal for the input shaft. Okay, now we're gonna put the key in. Okay, it's all together. Nuts all on, tightened up. Copper washer, I went ahead and put a little of the sealer under it just to seal the keyway. Feels nice. I'm real happy with the clearance. I am going to run gear oil. I found some 7590 gear oil, extreme, full synthetic. And I think that will be a, so here we go. Okay. The full mark on the dipstick is 1.25 inches from the top. So we're about there. I'm going to go a little bit more. That's good, and then I'll check it later. Okay. Now we're ready to put the top on. Motor's pretty dirty from the oil leak. Kind of got all over here, so I figured I would go ahead and pull this little guard off, clean the fan up a little bit. You know, everything feels good. I just wanted to clean it up a little better. Okay, it's definitely by no means perfect, but in this case, it's good enough. I just wanted to clean it up. I didn't want to get in the total restored paint and everything. So the cover is now ready to go on. Okay, I got all these pieces, the clamping pieces all done. This, if you can see here, this is just glass beaded. Just a glass bead finish, aluminum, which would be left. Aluminum handle, blasted and polished. Threaded rod. These here is just blasted. I'm just gonna kind of clean this up just a little bit with little Scotch-Brite pad. I got this assembly all put together. Unfortunately, I have some aluminum brackets that bolt in here where you could clamp up two cans of spray paint, and I left them in my work truck, so they're at home. So I'll put those on later. Anyway. Okay, I got it home, got the stand put back together. I did paint the stand and cleaned all the rubber feet up on it. Up on here, they just had regular bolts. I put nylocks on there. What have we got here? I had a little, sorry about that. Had a little problem adjusting this flimsy little bracket that they used. And they had one bearing in there, and it seemed to not want to totally stay on the bearing. It seemed like it wanted to kind of ride off. So what I did not catch that in a video. They had a shouldered bushing that the bolt went through, and the shoulder was about the thickness of the one bearing to slide on. I went ahead and machined that bushing to accept two bearings. And now I don't have to worry about it. No way the belt, it can slide around wherever, and there's not going to be an issue, with the belt wanting to come off. The only other thing I got, the brackets here that holds the spray cans. I just need to drill into here and put the bolts, that go through here. The switch, not sure. I was thinking about putting a timer on it. Not sure. I know I'm going to get rid of this. I don't like the looks of that. And alright, I found this old switch. I think it'll work good for the shaker. Kind of clean it up a little bit, kind of protect it from somebody accidentally coming by and kicking it on. I think it'll work out good. Okay, I finished up the paint shaker, paint mixer. It's done. All together, the stand is the only thing that I painted. Everything else has just been cleaned up really good. I won't put anything on this end. Tonight, the only thing I had left, got the switch all on. The only thing I had left is putting the clamps here to clamp and hold the cans. Try not to be too shaky here. Okay,